7 days a week. All this and more is right at your fingertips, so log on today. www.kcradio.com.au 97.7 FM KC Radio, the sound of the Southeast.
KC Radio 3SER, the better alternative.
Showbiz with Leigh Drew.
The Melbourne Comedy Festival has become quite an institution here over many, many years now. It's been running for, well, decades. The talent and the quality of the shows gets better and better as the years go on. My next guest is part of the Comedy Festival this year. She was here the last couple of years, and Rama Nicholas is joining us now. She's got a show in town called Merryweather's Monsters. It sounds fascinating. It's set in Gothic times in England, and she's on the line now. Rama, very good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Lee. Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you too. You're all dressed up in the photo I saw of you, in what I would think is the costume for tonight. It looks very exciting, very spooky at times. Tell me about the show. So
the show's, like you said, set in London in 1890. It's the height of the Gothic era. And there's lots of references to Gothic writers of that time. So there's references to Bram Stoker and Lord Byron and Percy Shelley and a few others. But the story revolves around a monster hunter called Merryweather. And she's the greatest monster hunter of all time. And she's very confident and kind of cocky. And the story is about her kind of hero's journey when she's thrown into the monsters realm unexpectedly, and she learns a lot about herself, and everything changes for her. So basically, in the show, the style of the show is that it's like a play, but I play all the characters. I play 11 characters.
How do you do that?
I switch between them very quickly and do all the dialogue. There's a little bit of singing, do all the accents.
Now, don't tell me there's costume changes, will you?
No, for this show there actually isn't any costume changes. I wised up to that. So it's very fast-paced and it's a very story-driven show. So if you like stories, if you like movies and plays, you'll definitely like this. If you like the Gothic genre, vampires, werewolves,
I love it.
Monsters, then you'll probably like this show as well. It's funny and it's got character twists and turns. And this is one of yours, isn't it? You wrote this, didn't you? Yeah, I wrote this, yeah. You're a great writer. How did you fall into comedy yourself? Well, I started off training as an actor, and then I kind of realised pretty soon that I was leaning towards more character roles when I was doing my acting training, and then I fell into improvisation, and I've been improvising for a really long time as a professional improviser, and I tour and teach around the world doing that. So that entails a lot of comedy. It's good for your comedy chops and also really, really good for your storytelling skills. So yeah. So, Rama, tell me, in your improvisation work, does that come into this show too? Do you improvise depending on what the public or the audience is doing with you? Yeah. So there's a part in the show that is audience participation. And it's very mild. It's not scary. It's not too scary. But that's where I use my improv skills. Okay. Yeah, without giving too much away. But it's a pretty fun moment in the show. Mm-hmm. I can imagine you walk down the audience and touch someone on the shoulder. Yes, I do go into the audience. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. I could just see that all happening to you. So you do lecture, you do teach improvisation. So that must be a skill in itself. You enjoy that, obviously. Yeah, I've been doing it for a really long time. But the main thing for me, as I said, is the storytelling skills that come from improvisation. Yeah. So I think that's what I put into my show. I took all my skills from acting, improv, my storytelling narrative skills, and just put it all into my show and write it down. So the show itself is completely scripted. When you're performing at a great space at the Trades Hall Quilt Room at the corner of Lygon and Victoria Streets up there in Carlton, it's a very intimate space. So you must enjoy being there. You've had a week or so there now. You're continuing until the 17th of April. Yes. And we can come along and see you. We've got some passes to give away too today, by the way, to our listeners. Session times are 8:30 p.m, I believe, and Sundays at 7:30. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, good. Now, for bookings, you can go to the Comedy Festival line, so it's comedyfestival.com.au, and then click on the link there to Merryweather's Monsters. This sounds really good. I love monsters. So you'll probably get me along there too to have a look at this. So it'll be a lot of fun. Now, before you go, listeners, if you'd like one of the double passes, we have 5 to this for the Comedy Festival. You can phone us right now at 97.7 FM, 5996 6977. 5996 6977. We'll take the first 5 callers in to get those double passes. You'll pick up at the door, and they are for next Tuesday night. That's 8:30, next Tuesday, the 5th of April.